where we teach you changes and tech news that you need to know. Last week, John Mueller, who is the senior webmaster trends analyst at Google, came out and gave some tidbits on anchor text, which if you are investing in SEO or doing it yourself, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, tune in. So before I talk about anchor text, I have to take a step back and just talk about hyperlinks in general. So within hyperlinks, first, a hyperlink is any clickable element you're going to see usually on a web page or just Google search results, any blue clickable element, that is a hyperlink. It usually sends you to a website or off of a website, depending on what you're clicking on. So hyperlinks, right? That's kind of like the parent. So beneath hyperlinks, you have internal and external links. And you have backlinks, but we're going to get to that. So I love analogies. And so especially if you're not in the Internet of Things realm. So look at your website like a house, okay? And your house, you have all types of traffic that comes through the back door, front door, people you know, people you might know knocking on the door. An internal link on a website is like sending a visitor to different rooms within your own house or domain, as what we call your website online. So within your domain or house, an internal link is sending a visitor to a different room or landing page, image, or resource within your own site. An external link is sending a visitor, when they click on that hyperlink, the clickable blue link, when they click through, it's going to send them away from your site. So it's sending you to your neighbor's house, okay? Now, a backlink and an external link, they're the same thing. People use them often interchangeably or in dialogue that makes them sound like they're different. It's the same thing, okay? It just depends on how you use it. That helps describe the flow of the traffic. Are they coming in the back door of your house or domain? Or are you sending your traffic to your neighbor's house or a different domain, okay? So you have hyperlink, you have internal and external and backlink, same thing. So how does anchor text come in? So what anchor text is the actual text or label that is within that clickable hyperlink that you look at, read, and then understand the context, or you're supposed to, when you click through on that hyperlink. So for instance, if you have a website and on your homepage, you have a link, say you're an IP patent attorney. And so if I'm reading your website and I'm looking for an IP patent attorney and I'm going through and I see IP patent services near me or in Louisville, Kentucky, when I click through, that is going to give Google context of what that next page that visitor is going to be viewing is. And so a lot of clients, prospects, they come to us, and again, Google is changing all the time, and anchor text is just a periodic it's just an element within the periodic table of elements of SEO to focus on. So it's not a make or break. It's not going to immediately change your ranking, but it is going to help you indirectly gain traction online if you can utilize anchor text correctly. Because if you, one, don't have any links on your homepage that lead to internal pages within your site, that's a problem. Not just for Google, but for consumers. Consumers want to be able to click through, navigate to different rooms in your house. Think about it like if you introduce people into your home. Do you always just stay in one room? No, you usually give a tour, right? And then maybe when they come back, you show them a little bit more. So think about your domain just like your own home and how consumers or your visitors would interact. Do you just stay in the kitchen, or can they flow easily from the kitchen to the living room to the bathroom if they need it? Okay, so again, told you I loved analogies, so stick with me. So that anchor text, if I'm reading through that IP attorney's website and I click to IP services Louisville, Kentucky, Google and a consumer alike are going to assume that once you click through, it leads you to another landing page within your site, hopefully, that talks all about your IP attorney services within that geographical area of Louisville, KY, right? Okay, so if you don't understand anchor text, or you're looking at all of your links and saying, okay, well, how do I know how long I should make that text? Or should I just use IP services sometimes? Or should I put IP services Louisville sometimes? This is what John Mueller spoke to last week, who again is the senior webmaster and trends analyst at Google. Now, I don't take everything like it's, the Bible and it is for fact that Google rolls out with. But this does make a lot of sense. And us at Guardian Now, we've actually experimented with anchor text, and we see the value in really making sure you have contextually rich text or labels for your hyperlinks. And it's both internal links, so even if you're sending them to a page internally on your website or domain or house, or sending them away from your website. You want to make sure that not just Google understands where you're sending them, but consumers as well. So John Mueller spoke to, does it matter how long your hyperlink is, or does it make a difference in ranking? And he said, that's not something that Google's going to really look at and put weight towards. It's so much more about the context, right? So, if your hyperlink, for instance, is cheap black shoes versus buy black cheap shoes. The buy black cheap shoes on maybe a designer's website, you're going to expect to be able to click through to that link and then go to a product detail page where you can buy or purchase those black shoes. If you have a website and you're utilizing that anchor text and you lead them, the visitor or Google, down a path where they can't actually purchase any black shoes, you probably don't want to include that within your text. Google's smart enough, has machine learning and artificial intelligence within the search engine. It's going to recognize you're leading a visitor down a path that really isn't accurate, and it's not going to help you with ranking. It's better to just say, cheap black shoes or 300 cheap black shoes to choose from, and link that to the landing page if you can't actually buy off the site. So that is an example of how anchor text can really help your SEO, not just from a Google standpoint, but making sure that your consumers and your visitors enjoy being at your house, or if you're in the SEO realm, in your domain. Thank you, and you can contact us at guardianowdigital.com. Contact us at team@guardianowdigital.com. Leave us a comment. We look forward to hearing from you, and hopefully this information was valuable to your SEO now and in 2021. Thank you.